What is an interview sworn statement? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in San Diego, California and St. Louis, Missouri. In today's video, we're going to talk about sworn statements that happen at your interview. Now, this has always struck me as something that's very strange. Whenever you go to USCIS, whether you're applying for a green card or asylum or naturalization, you are sworn to tell the truth and you're placed under oath and sworn to tell the truth. So everything that you say there is a sworn statement. Now, in the old days, we would see a lot more recorded statements, a lot more recorded interviews at USCIS. They would actually be video recorded. I haven't really seen that much anymore. We do see them from time to time, but it's really sort of rare. And that was something that I always liked. I'm always happy to have my clients' interviews recorded. I'd rather have an actual record of what's happening as opposed to an officer's subjective notes where they decide what they want to write down, where they decide which questions they're going to ask and which ones they don't. I'd much rather have a video of the entire thing. But one thing that an officer might do is they might tell you that they're going to take a sworn statement. Like I said, this is weird because the entire time that you're in immigration, you're under oath. So it's very strange that they even call this a sworn statement or that they treat it as something differently. But typically, the officer will have written out a bunch of questions and they will be ready for you and ask you answers to those questions, and they will write down all of your answers somewhat verbatim. They don't always get it down properly. Some officers are very fast typists. Some officers are very slow typists. And some officers like to take sworn statements more often than others. Clearly the rules provide for it. Clearly the officers have been trained on how to take a recorded statement or a sworn statement. But not all of them do it the exact same way. So you need to listen to the questions and you need to think about what your answers were, because at the end, they're going to print out the sworn statement. Now, this is a very crucial point in the process. If they are taking your sworn statement, this is because they're concerned about something. There's something about your case that they're worried about. And you know what? It's somewhere in that sworn statement. You might not be able to tell exactly what it is, but the things that they are concerned about are reflected in the sworn statement. Now, we do see sworn statements more often in the Stokes context, in the spouse-based green card cases, when they separate out the couple. If people are giving inconsistent statements, they might be writing down what each person says. But at the end of the process, they're going to hand you that sworn statement, and you need to read that very carefully. You need to read over each question, and you need to read over each answer. Now, you can get in a fight with them about whether this was your answer or whether this is what you meant to say. And I think this is a really important time to be listening, because if the officer's like, okay, yeah, you're right, if you want to change that, that's fine, then I think they're not trying to screw you. But if they're insisting, that's what you said, and that's what it's going to say, I wouldn't sign it. I would cross that out, I would initial it, and I would explain my answer. Don't take what they say at face value. You don't have to agree to it. It is your sworn statement. So if you have to make a stink and see the office supervisor, or if you need to make corrections to it, you should insist on making corrections to it and asking them to make a record. Proper record. So if you're not comfortable with something in the statement, if that's not what you said or that's not what you meant, you should be given the opportunity to clarify, and you should ask them to reopen the statement on their computer and ask you another question so that you can give a more detailed answer of what you're trying to say. Because once you sign that statement, that's it. You're under oath, you're sworn, and that becomes the official record of the interview. If the interview was not video recorded, then that becomes, my friends, the only record. So you need to make damn sure that what you're saying is accurate and that what they wrote down is what you said and what you meant. So don't forget, it's your statement. It's not their statement. It's your statement. You're the one who's been placed under oath. You're the one who's been asked the questions, and these are your answers. So if you want to supplement, if you want to add things to it, you need to be insistent in to do that. Now, this is one of the reasons why I think it's a really good idea to bring an experienced immigration lawyer to your interview with you. This is why I think going to an interview by yourself is somewhat risky, because you never know what's going to happen. So if your case is one of those in which the officer asks for you to give a sworn statement, I think it's going to be subjected to higher scrutiny. I think your case is a little bit more complicated than maybe you thought, and I think it's one that we need to think about seriously, having help. So if you have questions, if you've been asked to give a sworn statement, or if you're wondering what's going to happen at your interview, feel free to give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. If you like this video, we ask that you please share it out on social and that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get updates whenever we make videos just like this one. Finally, on most Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central, I'll be in our Facebook group and on our YouTube channel for 1 hour answering as many of your immigration-related questions as possible. Thanks a lot and hope to see you there.